Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Ironman. Been a little while. It's good to be back, but today we're going to be starting things off with a little bit of pickpocketing using the House Thieving Valamore plugin. There's a few things you can do to make this experience a little better, but before I got started to anything crazy, I decided to get myself the Rogue's outfit. I really hate getting this outfit, but I guess it's worth it. I don't know. Like, it is, but like, oh my god, the experience of getting this outfit is miserable. But this is a pretty chill way to train thieving. You get around 60k an hour. It really depends on how AFK you decide to be. In terms of efficient hours played, it's pretty terrible, but this is the sort of thing that you can do while you play another game. I was playing a bit of Power World while I was doing this, so I got myself a few cheeky thieving levels while not paying too much attention. And with the plugins, you get like red screen notifications and stuff and flashes, so you really can turn your brain off. Put RuneScape on your second monitor, just get a couple passive thieving levels. But outside of thieving, also did a little bit of fishing, and I think it's about time we got into a little bit of alchemy. But I didn't want to just sit still and bank stand while I alched everything. I also wanted to make progress in other areas, and I thought the best way to do that would be to do some quests. I've been looking to extend my block list. Slayer is a little bit of a prick in my thorn when I run out of points, and by having an extra block slot, I thought that would be extremely valuable. So whilst high alching absolutely everything in my inventory, you can probably see my cash stack increasing as the quests get completed. We also got a bunch of quest points, which is good for clue scrolls. It's good for not only the block slot itself, but it just saves me time down the line if there's any prereq that needs to be done. Eventually I will go for quest cape on this account. It's something I've never done before, but with quest helper, quests have never been easier. So I thought, you know, we might as well lock in, try and get ourselves a quest cape at some point, and we did a massive dent in it so far today. So I think all in all, I did about 18 quests whilst high alching absolutely everything. So we got a lot of gold, we got a lot of experience, and we got a lot of quests that I probably would have liked to procrastinate done. So yeah, a lot of boxes checked off for now. But after the questing spree was over, had a little bit more of a fishing break, we can now catch the amazing Karambwans, which we will be doing a lot of in the future. And also hitting 68 fishing. I think we can catch sturgeon at 70, so I thought I might as well check that off as well. So whether it be Karambwans, whether it be barbarian fishing, I'm pretty happy to do either. And at some point I'll probably have to go over to Tempoross and get myself a fishing barrel. Minigame's not my favorite thing in the world to do, but the reward itself is definitely worth the cost that you have to pay for it. Outside of quests and elking, a little bit of diary action going on, in addition to a bit of agility. And the main reason why I wanted to train agility was to get to 76 for the Zulrah shortcut. Alright, I think I'm ready to do some live commentary. This is going to be the first little moment of that. This is going to start the ball rolling. Not to mention the 18 quests I just did, but there is 76 agility. And for those who are unaware, this is the agility level required to get access to Zulrah nice and quickly. Obviously, we can go through Port Tyrus or whatever it is. We ain't going to pay that 1500 gold. We did the agility at, what's it called, Pol Nivnich. I just had to come back here. I was doing it on my phone, didn't want to get the recording on a phone. So, finishing off 76 agility here at Sears. I finished up most of my alks, and we're sitting at a stupid cash stack. We've got 88 mil. I've just put 7 mil back into my kingdom. It was sitting at like 38,000 gold, so I think I've been quite inefficient with that one. But I'm going to gear up, and we're going to give the old snake a go. This will be interesting. We're going to go the bow for only setup. I've never tried this out before, but we do have 99 range, so I'm quietly confident that this should go quite smoothly. But I haven't killed a snake in a little bit. I've just come to two horrific realizations. Number one, spellbook swap is 96 magic, not 95. Number two, I don't have a rune pouch. So, the first thing is going to naturally fix itself. I might just do some Slayer, some bursting, get that over the edge. The second part, we're going to have to do some LMS. This is not my favorite activity, and I know you can buy the rune pouch for Slayer points, but it feels like it just takes forever. So, going to hop into an LMS world. I think I'm coincidentally on one right now, and maybe just kick some bots to death. I don't know what the strat is these days, but yeah, we're going to at least sort the rune pouch out, because my inventory is just going to be absolutely clogged with runes if I don't. So, wish me luck. Hopefully there is a lot of bots around, because like I said, I'm not a PvP god. And yeah, I haven't even done the tutorial, so You know what? I wanted to kind of flame this place because I don't really like doing PvP stuff, but it wasn't too bad. It's like the rare circumstance where bots existing kind of benefits you, so like it wasn't too bad. I honestly don't know where to buy this bloody upgrade though. Alright, looks like Justine's got me covered, so what we're going to buy here, I don't think we're going to come back, but I can see why people enjoy this. But I think that'll get us our rune pouch, which will save us a couple inventory slots. Very, very good. I'm very glad I did this in PvP LMS instead of Slayer. It would have been just an absolute huge drain on my my points that seemingly don't seem to last very long to begin with. I've learned one pretty crucial lesson over the past few days, and that is Zygomites are not to be skipped. They're pretty fast to get points with. Getting 98 HP rather isn't exactly something that happens every single task, but that was a side benefit of the task I previously had. After doing that task, I wanted to resupply on my moon moths, and to do so, I need to get myself some raw meat. So, to get stuck into Master Rumors now that we're 92, had to get that quest done to make sure we could unlock that capacity, and also unlocking myself this Quetzal site allows me to get to the Teku salamanders nice and quickly, which is a nice little bit of convenience. I wasn't too sure like how to set all that up, but I'm glad I wikied it because it has saved me a lot of time getting around the map. But Hunter Rumors have been good for not only meat and experience, but just, I don't know, it's kind of enjoyable to do. Allows me to high alch if I need to, but after all of my rumoring was done, we moved on to Tempoross. Like I said a bit earlier, I want to move towards that fish barrel, and also the experience is quite good, in addition to knocking out some combat achievements. It's kind of strange, you're in a skilling minigame, yet you're getting combat achievements, but, you know, I'll take the points. I'm not here to complain, and anything that gets me closer to moving up to the different tiers, I'm all ears for. So, Tempoross has treated me quite well. Did a bit of a mix of solo and group stuff. Did a little bit of duo as well, just kind of playing around with different versions of the game mode. But as you would have seen just then, getting a couple of achievements in one, that was thanks to the solo endeavors. And I was actually kind of like blown away by like how many different achievements there is. Found this nifty little thing here, this little big search option, allows you to check 5 times at once. I think that must have been recently added, but also something that's been recently added to my inventory is that beautiful barrel that you see before your eyes. And fortunately, the permit count, I don't know, it's not a kill count, it's something, but whatever the thing was, it didn't take many to get the barrel. So at this point in the video, I haven't started to edit this whatsoever, and I've just been doing some work and I have 106,000 Karambwan. I'm super excited to use this fish barrel, but I think I'm procrastinating Karambwans for some reason. I think 106,000 Karambwan is probably good enough. Like, I'm good to get started. We do need the Karambwan for a wide variety of content, so the sooner I start fishing those, the sooner I can have a nice stack of unlimited food, basically. This will be a huge injection to my fishing and my cooking, and yeah, I don't know why it's taken me this long, but I'm going to start actually fishing those little octopuses. There's just something about the Karambwans. You got that 4.5 minutes approximately of AFK, probably even longer when your fishing level is lower. It's just a chill thing to do, and I find myself like, whenever I need to like edit or eat, it's like a really easy thing to just set up and do. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to cook them because I haven't done the diary for the Hosidious Kitchen. Perhaps that diary edition, like the requirement was added at a later date. I don't recall it requiring a diary to have access to, but maybe it required favor in the past. Maybe that's what I'm getting confused by, but did a little bit of one-tick cooking, not much because like it's just aids to do for an extended period of time. I know if you see it in the recording, it probably looks like I did it the whole time, but I can assure you I did not. But after doing a little bit of cooking, got back into a bit of Slayer, getting ourselves another Abyssal Whip. It's such a beautiful thing to see on the floor, but with the whip we got ourselves to 75 attack, allows us to equip the Arclight. I think this thing's going to be important just for getting strength up a little bit. Like having my strength sub 99, I don't know, it irritates me. I want to get it to 99, I just didn't want it to be my first 99, but also wanted to get some favor up here. I'll show you a little spot here. This is how I get my gout tubers. I will tag one of these snakes, And what this allows you to do is that whenever some dude just jumps out of the bushes or mosquitoes, whatever, because that snake has you tagged, they can't actually tag you. So what ends up happening is that you don't really take any damage. That snake takes the aggro, and whatever spawns out of the bush doesn't bother you. So you kind of just stay focused on your chopping endeavors instead of being constantly annoyed. But also those little poison spiders are a really good fast way to get favor if you need it. So just little quick tips there. But in addition to the desert diaries we did earlier, I wanted to pump out a couple of other ones. Fortunately, the reward from this one allowed us to get to 72 herb lore. Really, really convenient. Allows us to make ranging potions without needing to boost or anything like that. And from the rumors that you saw me doing earlier, we got a few sacks to open up. And just opening these things is so good, dude. Like all these herbs, prayer experience, and all the birdhouse runs that I've been procrastinating on. Like I can feel less bad about them because I'm getting bird's nest while I do my rumors. Is it at all comparable to the birdhouses I would have been doing and the quantity of bird nests I would have been receiving? Absolutely not, but it mitigates the guilt slightly. But we went and sent it to the snake. This is our first kill, and all in all, man, I'm kind of enjoying this like little simple setup that we've got. There's definite room for improvement, but all in all, the fact that I just did Zulrah without like any plugin or anything, just with this setup, felt fairly comfortable. But as I said, the fire cape, the mystic boots, it's not 100% optimal. So I think we're going to have to make some adjustments moving forward. But at the very least, it's good to know that, you know, worst case scenario, I can get that snake kill. Alrighty, I think that is all the fishing that I can stand at the moment. I've got a plan that I would like to enact. I was looking over the clip of that Zulrah kill, and I noticed there's a couple of improvements that I would like to make. 3 of them precisely. Now, first of which, the spellbook swap thing is, I'm going to have to fix that. I've recently made myself a few more Moonlight Moths, and considering how little prayer I used in that fight, perhaps these might even be a better substitute than prayer pots, so that's all good. But the 2 other upgrades I would like to make is that Mystic Boots. It's just not quite what I want for a Zulrah setup, especially if I'm not using magic, so I'm going to do some hard clue scrolls and attempt to get one of the God Boots, and also what would be fantastic would be a Ring of Suffering. So I'm going to do Slayer, I'm going to do Clues, I'm going to do Monkey Madness 2, and hopefully we can figure out all these 3 objectives out in a pretty convenient sequence. Obviously, we should be able to get 96 magic quite easy when we do Slayer, doing burst tasks and whatnot. So that's the 3 things on the agenda right now. And we've also cracked a 90 mil cash stack. I kind of want to get to 100 mil before I spend any of it. The novelty is kind of, I don't know, it's too tempting to not go for it. But anyway, that is what is on the horizon. I'm going to get started. I'm pretty sure I just got myself something I can't do. That didn't take long at all. The Swan Song quest, I don't think I've completed that on this account. I guess that's what is going to be happening next. I always dread doing clue scrolls because it's just a matter of time before you just hit a brick wall. But fortunately, the only thing that looks annoying right now is some lava runes. And if that's the most difficult thing to get, then I think I'll be alright. Everything else, skills-wise, I think we're all good to go. I couldn't remember if you had to use magic for this fight or melee. It's probably, I don't know, maybe it's better to use magic, but that's a dead Kraken before a Slayer task. Me and all my friends just chilling. That should be the end of the quest. All we need to do is talk to the lad over here, and we'll be able to finish this clue. I'm kind of glad they added all these rewards, because looking over to my rune light tab, I'm about to be hit with an injection. The only problem is, I don't think it's going to give me any form of level up, but regardless, it is quite nice. It will help a little bit getting the magic towards 96, but to be honest, in the grand scheme of things, what I'm going for right now, it's a small drop in the bucket. But there is the Swan Song quest complete. We'll never have to bump into that roadblock again. The hardest part of that quest was probably just catching those 5 monkfish. For some reason, it is so damn slow. This may be the first hard clue I've done. I've really been avoiding these, but anyway, let's see. Open up. What have we got? We got ourselves, what a Nada teleport. Fantastic. That is 500k somehow. What on God's green earth is the price of these things? 37,000 each. Could somebody literally tell me why that's the case? That's absurd. I know inflation's bad and everything, but Jesus Christ. 37,000 gold just to get to Nada? Like, there's a fairy ring right there, isn't there? Like, why is it so expensive to get there quickly? Zulrah teleports kind of makes sense because you can make a lot of money. Who knows? Maybe there's a good explanation for it. I just don't know it at this point. But once again, we hit a brick wall, aka a quest that needed to be complete. Hell's Bells needed to be unlocked via going down this little sledding track. I'm still repping the Arty Cloak one. It's like, I wish I could keep this cape whilst upgrading it, if it makes sense. Like, it's my favorite look. It looks so cozy, dude. But quest was now complete. We never have to worry about Hell's Bells ever again. Ding dong, the casket is complete. Let's find out what's inside. Well, that was definitely worth the quest. Worth the wait for sure on that one. Zami body, that just looks sick. I used to wear this back in the day, so like having this item is kind of special. Also, the Armadal chaps in one go? Like, what is happening? We've got a Bandos item, we've got a Sarah item, we've got a Zami item, and an Armadal item, all in like 5 clues? This is absurd. We just still need the boots, though. A very, very lucky clue, to say the least there. Tried to send it back to back, see if we could make lightning strike twice in the same spot. But alas, that clue scroll was not as good as the previous, but I'm not one to complain after getting the one that we got. After doing that clue, however, we went and sent it back to Valamor. I really like this thieving method, not gonna lie. The kind of value that I'm getting from it is dropping off a little bit. Getting 60k thieving EXP per hour is great at like level 56 when I started, but at level 75, however, the potency is just kind of dropping off a little bit. But honestly, I'll probably even stay there a bit longer and do it a bit more in the future. But getting a little bit more Slayer done, some burst tasks have been helpful for both defense experience as well as clue scrolls. Being able to drop them on the ground for an hour is just sick. You can go and like stack a couple of them before you can just return and do them all back to back. But yeah, after the Slayer, decided to do Monkey Madness 2. But the Slayer, not the Slayer, the system update had a bit of an issue here. Neve and I tried to end this monkey's life, but alas, our endeavor was a failure. And I think the cherry on top of the cake was when I returned, my quest was like in a weird bugged state. If you ever have this issue where Neve and Steve kind of fuse together, go talk to the king, he'll sort you out. Neve ended up needing to be spawned once again. I've never been put in that position before, but anyway, after all of that shenanigans went down, we managed to complete Monkey Madness 2. Such a sick injection of experience. 80,000 Slayer. That's some serious business right there, but that allowed us to get to 88. While clearing the threshold for Cave Kraken. Still need to work towards that trident, but just kind of waiting on getting some tasks. But in addition here, we got a level up. Just kidding, this guy just died and I thought it was funny, so no actual progress in that clip. I was a little bit panicked. I was like worrying that superior, like I was completely AFK, and when you see me checking the bones just now, that was me like recognizing, hey, that wasn't my superior. I didn't miss the boat. Somebody just died, and when I checked my replay buffer, I had a bit of a giggle. So anyway, I thought you'd appreciate that as well. But in terms of actual progress, like I said, a lot of Slayer, trying to get as many hard clue scrolls as possible. One sick reward that we got was the rune shield. The heraldic version allows us to complete certain tasks or clue scroll steps that I hadn't been able to do in the past. It's the sort of bottleneck that if you get the clue scroll step that you need a heraldic shield, like good luck doing that without one. I'm not too sure if you can even like get those shields from like a medium easy. You might be able to get them from say like a master or something like that, but just getting it smashed out nice and quickly allowed me to like not hit that wall over and over again, which is nice. So I think that's probably one of the better rewards we've got, in addition to the Zami Top and Armadal chaps that we got. But just going for these clues as our primary like intent as the byproduct of getting a bunch of levels as well. So attack and defense combat levels are kind of flying in, and eventually we did get ourselves our first Cave Kraken task. Getting some combat achievements is always good, so we're going to be chasing down that trident. I'm not totally hell-bent on getting it immediately, but the sooner the better, of course. I'm just not really decided on whether or not I want to get the full version from the boss or just kind of settle for the baby one from one of the little baby Cave Krakens. Decided to do a Necreal's task down at the Slayer Tower. I'm kind of realizing that because I haven't got the Mauritania diary completion, I'm kind of wasting some EXP in terms of that additional, was it 10% or something you get at the Slayer Tower. So at the moment, whenever I get a Slayer Tower assignment or I do anything at the Slayer Tower, I have that little niggling feeling that like, oh, I should probably do this diary. I feel like I'm wasting time a little bit, which is not a great feeling to have, but at the very least, the Necreals, like the extra seeds, are super good. But yeah, we managed to get ourselves a Black Demon task now that these have been unblocked. I actually really enjoy doing Demonic Gorillas. I think it's just like a lot of these PVM things that I'm doing super late, because I have so much additional gear and my levels are quite high, like all of this challenging content that I've, struggled with in the past. Because my gear's quite good, I don't feel the pain as much. I kind of like, I really enjoy going from like the Bofar to the Arclight, just hitting 50s and high 40s and just flicking between the different styles. But coming in there is 97 strength. 2 more levels to go before we can cap off that skill cape. And I think I'm at that point in my RuneScape career where I don't think I'll buy the cape. But one thing we don't have to worry about any longer is unlocking our first Zenyte shard. We got that one at about 134 KC, and that is an amazing drop. Seeing that on the floor, I mean, like obviously the price value is higher, but it feels better than getting a whip, and I cannot wait to convert that one into a piece of jewelry. I just have to decide which piece specifically I want to go for, but to be honest, with Zulrah on the horizon, I think the Ring of Suffering is sort of a no-brainer. There's a few things that I want to get. Also, the Necklace of Anguish, I believe it's called, is something that I want to go for. And with our second Zenyte shard there, it looks like it might be viable in the not too distant future. And not to be baited there, but the heavy frame for the blister also coming in hot. The Demonic Gorillas, they're being quite nice to me. Not to mention the clue scroll loop. I feel like I've been somewhat lucky. I don't think it's been anything ridiculous, but getting a lot of different pieces of god equipment is definitely going to come in handy down the line. All in all, kind of just really enjoying just the Slayer and Clues grind. I remember when this game first came out, just kind of streaming Slayer and Clues. That was like my go-to thing, and it's been kind of a nostalgic trip to just to send it back, almost a decade later. But 89 Slayer as well, nice to get that done. I'm not actually too sure what I'm going for specifically. I think when we hit 90 Slayer, might end up going for a Dark Bow, maybe get a couple novelty kills on Zulrah with that one. But if you thought 2 Zenyte shards was lucky, I got bad news because, yeah, the third one's just dropped. We only need, I think you need in total about 5 Zenyte shards to be fully capped out. So I think before too long we'll be completely done. But got myself a clue step that required the Land of Goblins to be completed. Getting that done allowed us to finish that clue scroll. So anytime I kind of just hit a little bit of an issue in terms of needing a quest to get a step done, I'm finding that to happen less and less, and the quests that need to be done are kind of less and less annoying. But my favorite drop so far today, for sure, the Armadil boots that you see before you, I was absolutely stoked to get those. That all in all was my ultimate goal. From all these pieces of god equipment, they've got the same sort of drop rate, and getting those boots is the big money shot right there. That is one of the 3 upgrades I wanted to get, and to see that in the clue scroll was huge. But after unlocking that, it was time to start working on some crafting. I've been collecting seaweed for quite some time, but had been neglecting the buckets of sand. Went to the quarry, got as many as I could possibly tolerate, and now we have a pretty fat stack of molten glass to work towards. So with 20,000 in the bank, it's just a matter of time before we start getting our crafting levels up to the point where we need it to get in terms of allowing us to start processing those beautiful Zenytes. So yeah, a lot has been going on, and I'm super happy with the progress I've made. Alrighty, I've now run out of molten glass, almost. Not quite, we have about 2.7k left, but I want to keep these in reserve. I'm very close to 87 crafting, and at 87 we can make light orbs, which will give me more XP per molten glass. So instead, I'm trying to use all the different bits of jewelry and stuff that I can make, just making sure to squeeze all that XP out before I use my molten glass. But one thing I have forgotten about, let me just finish this inventory, is the fact that a long time ago I was doing Stardust mining, and as a result, in my bank I have approximately 35,000 Stardust to redeem, so completely forgot that existed. I'm currently on the Lunar Spellbook, which means I'm going to have to pick out a bunch of random runes, try and find out what is necessary for Spellbook swap, use it for the first time, jumping over to the standard Spellbook, popping over to Felidor, and I think from here I should be able to definitely get at least close to enough gems to get me across to 87. My initial goal was just to get the Ring of Suffering, but I figured if I get 87 crafting, get myself a +5 boost, what I will actually be able to do is not only get the Suffering, but also get whatever that one is called. I actually don't know the names of them. I know the Torch Amulet and the Tormented Bracelet, but I don't know the name of the ranging one. But regardless, now that I have 3 Zenites to my name, I thought I might as well. So I'm going to go ahead and buy a boatload of bags of gems, and hopefully this will be more than enough to get us across the line. Oh my goodness, I need inventory spaces, but I'm going to spend all of this Stardust and see exactly what we get. What a beautiful sight that is. It takes like 2 minutes max and you just get yourself thousands and thousands of gems. I'm glad I remembered that just now and I didn't wait until after this grind was over, because like squeezing out and doing like jewelry that I don't intend on using, such as like emerald amulets just to get more XP per emerald, that's great and everything, but if I can just cut gems the old-fashioned way, like that is definitely preferred. Not only will my XP per hour be much higher, it's just way more chill. So I'm going to get cutting. There should be more than enough to get us to 87 crafting, and I cannot wait to get these pieces of jewelry complete. There is 87. That will allow us to start using our molten glass for light orbs, which means we get more EXP per molten glass. I now have a decision to make. I've stocked up so much more experience because of these extra gems that the possibility of getting 88 crafting is right in front of me. So if I do manage to get 88 crafting, all I would need to do is get some mushroom pies, guaranteeing me a +4 boost, allowing me to get the 92 for the anguish, I think it's called. It came to me after that previous recording. So I've got a choice to make. Do I stick it out and get to 88 crafting right now? Or do I go get impatient and start stew boosting? I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm going to let the next clip dictate what happens next. Because yeah, at this point in time, I could definitely go either way. I think I've just got a little bit of PTSD, a little bit of, what is it, post-traumatic stew disorder, I think they call it. I kind of want to avoid stew boosting wherever I can, so in keeping with that theme, we got ourselves 88 crafting alongside some mushroom pies. I think if you use the bake pie spell on the Lunar Spellbook, you can't possibly burn these things, and I don't want to muck around, man. Getting those Soliceps mushroom caps is not like my favorite thing to do in the world, kind of just getting splooged at in the swamp, like, I mean, different strokes for different folks, I suppose, but I took a pass on that. Got 3 of them, and I thought that would be more than enough. But after we got our pies all cooked up, went and bought myself 60,000 Chaos Runes, a few Astrals, went and did it at Baba Yaga's, but when I went there, all the Astrals were kind of sold out. Whilst I was selling these Chaos Runes, I forgot that I had Tockle in the bank from the 8 Fire Capes, so that helped me not need to sell as many Chaos Runes to the shop, but all in all, with our Karambwan gloves equipped, we went and bought ourselves 2 Onyxes. That man's a quirky little game mode, all these little cheat sheets and like little hacks to get items early. It's kind of cool, man. Like, I realistically would love to get Onyxes from Zulrah, but I kind of need the Onyxes in the first place to kill Zulrah. So I think for the remaining Onyxes, I'd love to get them through the snake, and for the remaining pieces of Zenite jewelry, that's what will kind of source our gems from, unless we go really, really unlucky, but who knows, dude. I'm a Zulrah enthusiast, so I'd be surprised if I don't have the patience to get all the Onyxes from there. But speaking of Onyxes and Zenites and things that are relevant, we got ourselves the 2 enchants unlocked, and we managed to get ourselves a necklace of anguish and a ring of suffering. The only thing I needed to do after that was to grab myself another PvP arena scroll. My bank pin getting in the way once again. Scroll, tried to use it on the anguish just to make sure that I wasn't forgetting anything. Fortunately, not compatible, but we now have ourselves an imbued ring of suffering. Alrighty, now everything is done, we are ready to take on the snake, but before we do that, we might have to take on a rat first. Not exactly talking about good old Scurious, but instead a level 2 rat at the Ferox Enclave. There is 99 HP, of course we have to tick that off. I have to ditch my untrimmed friend over here, but maybe if I planned this better I could have gone and grabbed that whilst I was grabbing my imbue scroll, but this gear setup is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm really looking forward to getting started. Generally, when you start Zulrah, you're just using scuffed rune crossbows and stuff, but we've got the full bow for fit, we've got additional accessories, and we're pretty well sorted. Going to be using Vengeance as well as the Thralls. Hopefully, we will be able to get some pretty quick kills. I'm thinking we will be able to. But yes, this has been a long time in the making. I think it's about time that we go slaughter this snake. Bro, that is absurd. 105. That wasn't even a good kill. This is insane. That might be one of my fastest kills ever. I might even just go back to the thing. I always TP back to Ferox, but I think we're chilling. Okay, this setup has got potential for sure. Sit back and relax. Like, what did I even get that for? Oh, I didn't ticket it properly. I'm a dumb fuck. So yeah, as you can see, some of the achievements came easier than others, but fortunately for the first 50 KC of this boss, there is a mechanic where if you die, you don't need to pay any money to get your stuff back. So we're taking full advantage of that one whilst it's free. But we also managed to knock down our time from 105 to 101. The kill times is just so silly, man. I really would love to nail this down as fast as possible, because yeah, currently 101's my fastest ever in any gear setup, so I really think we've got room to improve as well. But yeah, there is the 75 kill achievement in addition to a couple of others. Is that a dead snake on my screen? There it is. That will be kill count number 100. I kind of want to figure out a way to kill the melee phase a little faster. I'm really liking the fit that I've got going on. Managing to get like 1 or 2 kills per trip. Generally 2 kills is the way to go. Had recently run out of ranging pots and have restocked a little bit. So by doing 2 trips or 2 kills per trip, I can save on my ranging pots as well. I'm kind of dreading, man, like just not being able to keep up supplies here. I'm really enjoying the grind so far, but I think that is all the time I've got for now. I would have liked to end this episode on a drop, but unless this very last kill is going to give me something good, I think I might call it a wrap. This has been a good change of pace. I've been skilling and grinding for yonks, and it feels like it's all paying off right now. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. I've got a few things planned for next episode, and I'm really looking forward to making a few more optimizations to my Zulrah experience. But in any case, I'll see you then.